Hello, welcome to PKR TV. If you're familiar with this programme, you will know that this is my favourite tournament. It's the PKR Masters. Oh yeah, 480 odd runners have been whittled down to a final table. Among them is the main man, Sampier. He was 5th last month. Can he go a little bit better this time? Great achievement to get there anyway. Also Trimene 77. More importantly, who's in the house for the first time on PKR TV? Jake Cody.
All right, what a treat. Jake Cody, your first time in the PKR TV studio. Welcome.
Thank you, Dan.
And the PKR Masters, 100 grand guaranteed. This is pretty much the dream of every PKR player to get here. And we're straight into the action. We'll get to know some of these players in a minute, but Gembone's straight off, pretty much under the gun, King Jack. It's
Fold.
You know, it's tricky. You know, the start of the Masters, some people take that opportunity for a little breather and look at the payouts, and it's like 29,000 for first, 1,500 for 10th, and they really don't want to go out in 10th place.
Yeah, I mean, I imagine a lot of the players are looking at the pay jumps massively, but I think it's actually a good time to open up and start getting aggressive.
All in.
Fold.
Just to try and take advantage of other people's like passiveness.
Yeah, I mean, we don't get to see any play up to this point, so
yeah,
obviously we kind of lack the dynamics between some of these guys and
for
gals.
Sure. I mean, I don't really know too much about the players, but I mean, I think it's fine open with the gun with ace King Jack, and he has to fold to the all in.
And looking at some of the characters here, one of the most well-known is Trimene, right up there with the top female players on PKR. And the ace-king showing and getting a little bit of respect. Chip leader is the Spaniard, August. Let's have a little look and see if he has any four-figure scores. No, in fact, this is a lifetime best already if he goes out in 10th. But chip leader of the Masters, what a place to be.
Fold.
Yeah, I mean, I've just looked at the stack sizes. It seems that most of the stacks are between 30 and 40 big blinds, so I just think it's a great opportunity for, like, if somebody gets aggressive, they can, like, chip up and win this tournament.
And lots of Brits here. Bofta, one of them, opens to just under 2.5 with ace-jack.
Yep, pretty standard open. And I don't know what he's thinking about with the 9-6.
Fold.
I'm going to fold. I fold.
Fold.
And this being a
Can't see anything happening there.
Yeah, that's right. This being a $270 tournament, you would expect there to be a pretty high standard. We had 484 runners, 121 grand in the prize pool. These guys are 9 hours in.
Wow.
So it's, you know, I know that on some sites out there you can be playing for twice that much, but on PKR this is kind of the pinnacle. And
even 9 hours fatigue can start to like come in.
Yeah,
for some people.
And it must be brutal knowing that like all the money is pretty much distributed in the top 3, and when it gets down to heads up or 3-way, you know, that's when you can potentially make your worst mistakes, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there's a lot of pressure on the players, especially for some of the people who haven't been here before. It's like quite a bit life-changing money for a lot of people.
Well,
29 grand, I think, is
29
like...
grand. I didn't realise it was that much.
I actually don't know anyone for which 29 bags is just nothing.
No. I would love to win 29 grand.
I was waiting for you to go, yeah, you know me.
I'm going to fold.
I fold.
Onwards, and the first premium.
Up
Well,
kings.
we've seen ace-king already, but let's see if we can find somebody to get a little funky from the blinds.
Ooh.
No one's out of line yet. Tricky spot?
This is a tough spot.
I'm all in.
I think he probably has to go with it. It's really unlucky to go running. Or she has to run into kings there.
And the bet size, I mean...
she's only got 19 big blinds, so
Here comes the
it's
flop.
kind of sick.
Let's have the turn card.
Well,
And she's
dead.
unlucky to be in such bad shape, to be fair.
Right. Well, that is brutal. All but out. Crippled to less than one big blind. Gem Bones, obviously looking to win this tournament, right?
Yep.
And so
Nice
from that
hand.
respect, I think on another day with a bunch of other players, even at this final table,
Nice
we would
hand.
have seen a fold there.
Yep.
Fold.
It's just unlucky to run into kings.
And we certainly wouldn't want to see a call
No.
at that point.
I think Kazim has to jam here, really. He's got 6 big blinds
Right.
under the gun.
And
I think
the-
Queen Jack's
I
more than
mean,
good enough.
like the pay jump is like $300 here.
Yeah.
You've got to be, and there's a pay jump
Now,
of 27
That
grand.
is a tight fold.
Okay. Well, you know, that's probably the single most commented on thing from the PKR TV studio is people not just taking that opportunity when they've got it.
I mean, it's understandable.
All in.
I call.
All right. Well, that is
Yeah, I mean,
extremely
she's got-
short stack.
I think, yeah, less
called
than
it-
1 big blind.
Yeah.
So he's going to need some help.
I check.
Yeah, that's right. At the
Here's the
moment,
turn card.
unless miracles happen, just 7% left for
I check.
Jen Bones.
Only an ace.
Let's see the river.
Check.
Check.
There you go.
No point in going for even the thinnest of value from Smudge.
No.
And that's that. We've lost our first. It hasn't taken too long. Unlucky Jen Bones. That kind of hand running up against kings is going to play on your mind for
Yeah.
at least as much time as it takes you to get
Definitely.
to another Masters final table.
I find that people are really results orientated in spots like that as well. I mean, when they run into kings, they're like, oh, what was I doing? But I mean, it can still be a good shove, even
Right.
if you run into the hands.
Fold.
Fold.
Better than Queen Jack.
It's a genius fold
Yeah.
previously. Here we go. So short that you're almost guaranteed to get a call.
Try
but
I mean, I think I probably
All
call
in.
here. Yeah.
all right.
I mean,
fold.
You've got to think that he's
Fold, there
shoving
you
a lot
go.
wider than just queens there. I think you can have all sorts of
Here's
hands
the
like Jack 10, and
Yeah.
Here's
I
the
think you've
turn
got to
card.
get him with ace 4 there.
No running spades
And
as it
here's the
happens.
river.
No ace. And, well, Trimeans is on the morphine drip. And
Yeah, that's unlucky.
up from 9th to 8th for Casimir. And Sanjay at
that's
the
why you waited.
top.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, as long as he doesn't wait too long for the next one.
Yep.
And just looking at some of these players, someone we haven't mentioned yet, G-Force. His best score is 3.5k for a
Raise.
prime time victory.
I fold.
Bofta's actually won the Sunday High Roller for 5k.
I think we're going to see a confrontation now.
I'm all in. Fold.
I'm gonna fold.
Looks to be a pretty easy call for the
Fold.
King-Queen, odds-wise.
Fold.
Read 'em and weep.
Yep.
Yeah,
Let's
just
see
standard
the flip.
flip on the final.
Let's
You're
have the
probably
Snaps
going to
it
see a lot
off.
of these.
King or a Queen or a Jack.
This is the river.
And
Ah.
there is one.
Always hurts when it's on the river.
Yeah, well, mind you, you know what? He doubled up with the queens to then put himself in a position to win a nice big pot. It didn't work out for him, and we see the back of
You-
Casimir, who returns to Slovenia with just under 2 grand. And now we are 8. Obviously, it doesn't matter what structure of tournament you get. It's kind of pre-flop poker in the end, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, on a lot of these final tables,
Mm.
especially as it gets more shallow, we're going to see lots of just stealing the blinds and then
Oh, yeah.
confrontations where somebody's all in. There's like
I
a lot less post-flop play.
But
gonna
the
fold.
the edge that you can gain above even the
Fold.
better players at the table is what is looking to reshove on people and take
Yeah,
their-
looking to like manipulate people's stack sizes, put pressure on like some of the more passive, weaker players, and take advantage of people who are playing too aggressively and like trying to go too wild.
we haven't got any kind of taker on that score
I
yet
expect Sam to call here.
in terms of
Fold.
big blinds. It's not a massive
Yeah, it's
shove.
not much more.
Let's see the flop. Here's the 10.
Sevens looking to survive.
Easy
This
to
could
reverse.
be extremely meaningful for Smudge, who's got a real slew of decent results on PKR. He's won the Sunday High Roller, won the Wednesday High Roller. There's a lot more 4-figure scores. And he's well known for being a tough cash game competitor. So that double up for his tournament life, winning a race, that could be the beginning of something.
Could well be.
I'm gonna fold.
Trimean gets out of the way.
Fold.
Shortish, but not disastrous. Here we go. And a player we haven't
aces.
spoken about yet. Pretty short stacked, measures it.
Yep.
The min raise.
Fold.
And is this the kind of decision you would actually
Ugh.
think as long as this for, or would you
I
mark
mean,
it a little quicker?
This kind of situation is so much about the opponent, whether you think like they can raise that off that stack size without a really strong hand. I think that's
Right.
I think that's a good fold.
He picks up a customer in
Here's the
Smudge.
flop.
I don't like this.
Check.
I think
Wow, and
They're so
Smudge could
shallow.
lose half his stack here.
yeah. I mean that's kind of it gets what it deserves there
All
for
in.
calling.
Right.
Here's the
There you
10
go.
Wow, do you check? Oh no.
I
never
know
mind.
they snapped, got it in,
Yeah.
and there we go. So Smudge doubles up and then halves his stack back down.
Yeah.
So there's no shame in folding, even if it's for the minimum.
No, I mean Kortowski had less than 10 big blinds, so I mean
There's no
when they
massive
min raise
upside.
it, you've got to think that they're pretty strong,
Fold.
and
I'm gonna
you're
fold.
calling Queen 10, you're probably gonna miss the flop a lot.
Fold.
I think it's definitely a fold.
Do you think there's possibly an element to Smudge
Fold.
thinking I can actually
Fold.
Fold.
like maybe call the minimum and if the guy doesn't show massive strength after the flop, it doesn't really work, does it?
I
'Cause
don't
the
know. I
guy's
think he's got so many little chips back, and there'll be
Right.
so much in the
Let's
pot
see.
when we get to the flop. It's just gonna be so difficult for him to win the pot
all right. Well, here he is.
unless he outflops him.
He's in action again. He's got a gut shot and
I bet.
runner diamonds, but it doesn't look like he's going to see many more cards. I mean, it's everything or nothing here for Bofta, and
This
surely
is,
when
yeah,
you play the ace
kind of
four
tough
and you flop an
decision.
ace,
I think you have to go with it really.
I think yeah,
I'd probably just call here though if I was him.
because you know
Alright.
you're going with it, but you're hoping to induce.
Yeah, you
later
want
on
him
in
to
the
try
hand.
and bluff again really. I mean, when he goes all in, I think you can protect in your hand, but there's not that much you're scared of really.
I fold.
And like you can't really get called by that many worse hands.
Do you think there's an element when you start off at a final table as important as this to not? I mean, you've already said you would actually kind of try
New
some
hand.
stuff, but in terms of putting your stack on the line,
Yeah.
is there an element to saying I can cause more damage to my opponents when we're 6 and 5 and 4 handed than I
Fold.
can when we're 10, 9 and 8 handed? So I should just
Fold,
chill
fold.
and not do anything too wacky until we're kind of
I
like
think
shorter handed.
there's definitely a case for that. I think you can definitely abuse your opponents a lot when he gets short-handed because everyone will be a little bit deeper as well because everyone's got more chips.
And also, I think
Fold.
possibly a lot of players. Well, this is just a bit of a
Here
cooler for
comes
some
Yep.
And
Ouch.
here's
for the
the
short
10.
stack.
And here's the river.
Well, that is, I believe, Trimeen's first Masters final table appearance. The rail would have gone crazy, but unfortunately, she is gone.
Yeah, she was unlucky there. Really unlucky.
Yeah, she's a fine player. Unfortunately, she's out in 8th, but she was pretty short. That's 2.5K.
Fold.
By no means her
All in.
best result.
Smudge is unlucky. He's picked up 8s under the
fold.
gun with about, I think it was 13 big blinds.
Right.
I think he has to go with it and run into aces and jacks.
Wow, this
Wow.
is quite something at this final table.
This is actually a really tough spot for
Well,
Filler.
and I believe that the start of our final table,
Wow.
Argus the Jack's got away.
What a fold.
Here comes the flop. And here's the 10 card.
This is a decent
This is
sized
Yeah.
pot for Argus, who actually
400K.
began our final table as the chip leader, got knocked down, is now back up there. Smudge is having some roller coaster of a session.
Yeah.
And I just spotted Samp J. What is this? What Masters? This is January. I really should have already said that this guy, Samp J, came 5th in
I
this
raise.
very tournament. So that is
I
back-to-back
fold.
final tables. That is 420 runners
fold,
and
fold.
now 484 runners. That's pretty fine. He'll be looking to do one better than that this time.
Wow.
Or, well, 4 better than that.
I call.
So GFO is
Let's see the
opened.
flop.
Yeah, G-Force has opened.
Check.
And
Ace Jack
G-Force, yeah.
calls. Jack 9 of hearts calls.
Ace Jack has like 90k. So
You don't know why they didn't get it
I don't
in.
know why they didn't just get it in pre-flop. But
Looking to get more
This is-
value from the big blind.
I guess they did. But I mean, they
No.
would have got called pre.
Well, who
and they
knows?
were in.
Bet.
Yeah, that is strange.
Yeah.
As it
But
happens,
They've hit a great flop, so it's worked out for them.
All in. Fold.
nothing for the Jack 9 and easy get it all in with the nut
Yeah.
flush draw. Don't know what the delay is. Got
Let's
plenty of
have the
chips
10
behind.
card.
And, well,
There you
G-Force
go.
will be big
Here
in
comes
chips
the
if he
river.
can spike a diamond, but he
No.
does not. And Kortovsky, another one who's on a bit of a roller coaster. Aces he doubled up with.
Everything's turning to gold at the moment.
Yeah, there we go. And the man who finished 5th in this exact event last month is the chip leader and dominating too. Look at that.
Wow.
Twice
Crushing it.
anyone else.
Crushing it.
And the rest have really got real kind of difficulties, really, with their stack size. They're kind of awkward, although the guys near the bottom are, I suppose, life is a little easier for them. But if you're 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th,
Yeah, for sure, it can be really awkward.
you really don't want to
Because you don't wanna
endanger
get
your
knocked out
situation.
next and,
Yeah.
like-
Well, next, here we are. 7-handed, $3,600 or 29 grand.
I
Which
fold.
would you prefer?
Okay, that's me all in.
Yep, pretty standard running here. Ace
I
10
call.
into 8.
Right.
There you go.
It looks like a big pot,
Here
but
comes
in
the
terms of
flop.
big blinds,
Here's
this
the
was
turn.
always going to happen,
Yeah.
presumably.
Yep.
An ace
This
or a
is a
10
river.
will knock out Villa Lion, the so far probably least mentioned, but I guess if you've got a half decent stack and you're not really required to do anything.
Yeah.
New hand.
All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Brits, a Spaniard, and I'm assuming a Belgian. Yes.
Fold.
I think we're going to see a lot of shove and fold poker now.
Fold.
Everyone has like not got many big blinds at all.
All in.
Yep, like the shove.
Fold.
And what are you hoping to get
Fold.
called by? Wow.
King Queen.
Okay. Or
Oh, wow.
pocket threes is not the worst place to be in. Wow.
Wow.
Okay. There are some outs better on the turn than on the river.
I'm actually quite surprised.
The
to see a
chippy
call
called
there.
with the threes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and pretty quick call as well.
Yeah, that surprised me. The way with the way Cortine has been playing as well. I expect them to be quite strong after they've been just calling raises off really short stacks and stuff.
412k. The first non-all-in move we might have seen today.
Call.
Villa Lion
Wow.
calls.
Fold.
I think Villa Line again should be
Fold,
moving all in
fold.
pre-flop here. It's going to see a lot of awkward flops. It is going to
Here
find it
comes the
difficult
flop.
to do anything on. Such as this one where he's got the worst hand and he might not want to fold to one
Yeah,
pair.
yeah. That's the problem. Is if you got nines, are you automatically folding if you see an overcard? I mean, you
Yeah.
shouldn't be, but
I bet.
this is the problem.
No, I think with this many chips, he has to go and move pre-flop.
Imagine if this was the wrong
Yeah.
moment to make a move. Well, he flats and hopes to slow down his opponent.
Yeah. I mean, he's just in a bad situation now because he could even get bluffed off the worst hand, off the best hand even,
Right.
with some sort of
Check.
diamond draw.
Ooh, and what do you like the tricky
I
check?
bet.
He induces. That's 102k for value, presumably.
I think I don't know why
It-
he's don't know what
it-
he's doing.
Oh, and he's got himself in a horrible spot, and now he hears the bad news. And well, there's absolutely no way. I like. Obviously, the check raise got max value.
Yep, I like it.
Very nicely played. Wasn't fussed about the diamond on the turn. And yeah, I guess at that point you muck the nines and shake your head
Yeah.
slowly to
And
yourself.
I mean, he might even have the best hand. Smudge could easily have like King Queen with the King of Diamonds, just for like a flush draw, and like got him to fold the worst hand. I'll go him to fold the best
All
hand.
in.
right. Well, after the shocker of the nines, it's all in with the
All
fives.
in.
Marginally the best.
Yep.
Well, his nines was outrun by Ace
There you
King,
go.
so surely he deserves this one.
Here
You'd
comes
think
the
so,
flop.
but
But it never works that way.
no, you
And
need,
it looks
you need to win
like-
the flips.
Yes,
see
that
that.
is the best advice Jake Cody gives. And that's
It's an
it.
important skill.
Yeah, that's right. Villa Lion. He departs in 6th place for 4,840. By my reckoning, it's his best result on PKR by some 4k. So congratulations.
Yep, the jumps are getting
I
bigger now as
fold.
well.
3 Brits,
Fold.
Belgian, Spaniard. They're all playing for 29k.
All in.
Ooh.
I fold.
Actually,
you
I
go.
like the shove. It's unlucky to run into ace
Let's
queen
see
here.
the flop. And here's
You
the
can
turn
chop it
card.
up. They could
Nine
still
or a
chop it
deuce.
up.
Here comes the river.
No.
No, and another huge pot goes the way, goes away from Smudge, who's
Yeah, that's
just.
unlucky for Smudge there. I thought it was a good shove.
I think we should have the somehow we should like pause the final table, and then we should send out those little kind of heart rate monitor things that they used to show on Sky Poker and
I
stuff like
remember
that.
That was funny.
I would imagine Smudge would be a better man than me if he was calm all the way through this.
Yeah, he's had a massive roller coaster.
Well, he's all in and super
Nice.
short.
He's got the best hand though.
Fold.
There you go.
Just needs to hold.
Let's see the flop. Here's the
That's a
turn.
big favourite. Massive favourite. Can't really lose.
And here's the river.
And he does not lose. And Bofta, who hasn't had many fine opportunities, kind of had to take that one. And he's still around. 5 away. Next person out gets 6k. Then it's
Fold.
Smudge is on the
7,800.
comeback again. He's picked up kings here.
Fold.
Oh, this is another exact same
call.
situation, but the Queen 8's even worse than the
Yep.
Queen 10.
Let's
What are
see
they
the flop.
doing?
And he's punished for it again.
Check.
Unless he gets lucky.
Well, we're going to be getting it in here. 324k is not that deep.
Yep. I think this is actually perfect. It's showing
I
like
bet.
how big of a mistake it is to call out a position with such weak holdings,
Right.
especially when you're so
Oh,
shallow.
yes.
You just
Oh,
get
yeah.
yourselves into like spots like this where
Boom, you
Here's the
find the
flop.
bad
All the
news,
time.
but it's only a 50
you
or
go.
100k more.
I know,
And a
it's
queen
just-
or an...
Here's the river.
Oh,
Nice.
no.
you got a count.
Oh, yeah, I didn't see the 4. Nice.
Kind of rubbed down 8 though. Looks
yeah.
like could have won.
Well, there we go. And Smudge, for the first time, and from 2 hands ago, he was the 6. He had 2.5 big blinds, and now he is the
Okay,
chip
new
leader.
hand.
Remarkable stuff.
Yeah.
And a little bit of a gift, I think, that one.
Yeah, for sure.
What if the Queen 8
Raise.
had moved in? Would you have said,
I would have
I
liked it
don't
a
mind
lot
it.
better.
right,
I think it's a lot better to move in there than call.
All
I
in.
think he's just far too shallow to see a flop with that hand.
Fold.
all right, one-time chip leader, Samp J,
All
looking
in.
to...
He's
There
he's
you
gone
go.
with the 6s. I think it's a
Here's the
good
flop.
shove.
Let's have the
I
turn
need to
card.
dodge some. Ouch, that's a lot of cards to lose.
This is the
Wow.
river.
Didn't need it, but he
Managed to
got
hold.
it anyway. And that is Argus, the guy who came in with the chip lead. I mean, you want to get... I guess when you come in with a chip lead at something like this, you're kind of looking at the top 3 and thinking, I'm not going to be happy with anything less than that.
You are. I think sometimes it's not even that great. I mean, some people could react badly to it. It's got a lot of pressure when you
Aries.
come in as a chip leader.
Yeah.
'Cause if you have anything up than the top 3, you could beat yourself up about it.
Yeah, although really the final table's just an extension of the last 15 and the last 20 and the last 30.
I'm all in.
Yeah,
Ooh, this is a filthy cooler.
yeah.
There you go.
Nothing they either can do. 4-handed, massive cooler
Here
with
comes
both
the
huge
flop.
hands.
Here's the turn. And here's the river.
Well, that is the biggest pot of the tournament so far. And 5th place finisher last month is now on the morphine drip with 5 bigs.
New hand.
Yeah, he's gonna need some luck. Yeah.
That's unlucky. We've seen a fair amount of premium hands at this final
Yeah,
table.
yeah.
On another day, I think it makes for better viewing to see all sorts of raggy cards.
Yeah, I
and see
agree.
people actually
See
try
who's
and
got
make
the most
something for
aggression.
themselves. Yeah.
Fold.
There you go.
He calls 5 big blinds,
Here
Bofta.
comes the flop. Let's have the turn
Yeah, I mean,
card.
it's kind of a marginal call, but I guess it's okay.
And here's the river.
Well, it holds.
He was in
and-
great shape.
And yeah, we see the departure of Samp J, who did everything I thought he needed to. $7,865. That is back-to-back final tables, and I don't care who you are.
We might see some fun hands now. The average stack is 30 big blinds,
Right.
so we can't really. People can't really shove over people's raises too much. Or it would be pretty wild to do
All
that.
right. Well, now we're going to fight. There's virtually nothing between them. Smudge, I would say, is probably the most experienced of the 3.
Yep, Smudge seems to be showing a lot of aggression.
He's got 88 grand in tournament winnings on PKR. 10 wins. That's more than the other 2 put together.
Fold.
Let's find out if he can do it.
Raise.
Blind be blind. Another big cooler.
Are they
Sevens
are
against
they
ace
still
queen.
too deep enough? Oh well, there we
I'm
go.
gonna call.
No,
There
I
you go.
think even like how deep
Here's
the
the
eyes,
flop.
just they're always gonna
Let's
get it in there.
have the turn card.
Well, Smudge looks like he's going to
Here
win this
comes
one,
the
Yeah.
and this is now the biggest pot of the tournament. And that's that Bofta, who had kind of a curious journey to the top 3 when on another time he might well have been out before that. But he just kind of stuck around and was unlucky to get ace-8 against a bigger ace. But he got 3rd place for 10k.
Raise.
Oh, I can't believe, is this the first hand?
Well-
It's probably going to go all in a
Raise.
heads up ace 10 suited. I don't think I could fold it.
At what point does someone move in compared to measuring their re-raise? They've got like, what, $1 million each?
Call.
There we go.
Oh,
He
wow, we've seen a flop.
Let's see the flop.
I don't mind this. I probably maybe would have preferred him to just move all in pre-flop, but it's okay.
And they've still got $1 million behind each of them. 300 something in the pot.
Yep.
Is he going to go
GFO.
for it? Is he going to go for it? He goes for the
Oh,
call.
wow.
Oh, that's an unfortunate card for you and me, I think.
Yeah.
Because we were dying to know what was going to happen on the turn, on a brick turn.
I think G-Force might win the hand a lot if they don't hit an ace there. But I mean,
Just power of position.
yeah, the power position and
Well, that's the end of the hand and pretty much the end of the tournament, it looks like.
yep. Neither of them, they're obviously almost going to get it now.
I'm going to call.
This
There
is
you
the
go.
river.
Yeah,
That is unlucky for G-Force.
Yeah, no kind of sick beat. So there we go, another winner of the PKR Masters. It is Smudge 777.
That's right.
Congrats.
Yeah, congrats. Smudge gets 29K. I can use my crystal ball to say that in the same month, that was like about 4 or 5 weeks ago. A week later, he plays our PKR 500. That is the $500 buy-in. 91 runners. He wins that as well.
Wow.
He has a 40-odd K month
Well,
on
sicko.
PKR. That is pretty sick. I think there are a lot of comments on Twitter from the usual regulars that he was using up all of his run good. But I think you could probably say if we're looking for people who are the most active,
Yep.
it's kind of a tricky one. We have condensed a whole, 2-hour final table into most of the key hands.
Yeah.
Smudge was probably right up there as one of the most active.
I'd say so. I mean, we didn't see a lot of the hands where it went uncontested pre-flop, so it is a little bit difficult to have the full picture. But I would say Smudge is deserved winner.
Yeah, and G-Force, well, I guess the second and the third, we didn't see huge amounts of them. It was just 1 or 2 massive key pots. But to Smudge, a fine player of the month, he was eventually voted. And to Jake Cody, thank you very much
That's okay.
for joining us. Folks, we'll see you soon.